Welcome back again to another episode, guys. First of all, things are getting scary right now. A major EV company is on the absolute verge of collapsing. A massive tech giant secretly taking over your city streets. And Elon Musk is currently facing his worst nightmare yet, worse than losing Daddy Trump. And if you haven't been paying attention to the robot war happening right outside your front door, you need to watch this until the very end because things just took a massive, terrifying turn. And there will be a bonus topic given to me by a friend of my own. Thank you guys for tuning in. Let's get straight into it. Thank you guys for tuning back in for another episode. I really have to let you guys know Don will not be here today for this episode. Unfortunately, it's just Don today. The second thing is that we're going to try a completely different format for this. I've worked on this for about past 2 weeks, trying to really change up some things. First, we have to talk about Lucid Motors, but behind closed doors, it is absolute chaos. Their brand new CEO just fired 18% of the company and completely shut down production lines. But the real drama, they just secretly hired Alex Partners. So the exact restructuring firm companies call right before they go completely bankrupt. So the rumors right now are spreading that they might cancel their cars entirely. And it seems like the company is currently in absolute panic trying to deny it. So really, if we don't know, Lucid builds like incredible electric cars. But it just seems like they're burning through billions of dollars just because they aren't really selling enough of them. And so they got a new CEO, a student named Silvio Napoli, who was brought in to stop the bleeding. The problem is that they're in this high stakes restructuring thing right now. And what the rumors are kind of saying is that they're going to pause their flagship car. It's like the Air Sedan. They're supposed to expand out into Europe. No longer happening. Or it seems like they might file for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. Lucid actually put out an emergency statement calling the bankruptcy completely false. Now, Napoli, their CEO, is completely killing the old strategy of building more factories ahead of demand. He chose to lay off 1,500 people. That's only gonna really save them about $150 million a year. Now, do you guys remember at the very beginning of the video, I told y'all that Elon Musk has a nightmare to deal with. Now, essentially, another massive company right now banned Tesla from pretty much the future of transportation. So right now, FSD stands for full self-driving. There's been this new police report, it might be a little bit older, that reveals exactly what happened inside of a Tesla crash. That driver had a very interesting Google search after. So anyway, this is coming down. This could honestly seriously affect Elon Musk's net worth. So to understand why Elon might be losing his mind right now, we have to understand the absolute machine that is Google. Okay? And in this case, Google's Waymo. So while everyone else is struggling, Google's parent company Alphabet is growing at an insane speed. So they're gonna be dropping 300 brand new Ojai. Pretty sure that's how you say it. It's either Ojai or Ojai. Robotaxis onto US streets every single month. They just completely unlocked Nashville. No limits, nothing. No wait list, no invites. Anyone can open the app and get your driverless car right now. Fly out to Nashville and get your driverless car right now. Why Nashville? Who knows, dude? And Waymo's cars, it's like a science lab on wheels, but they have a better approach than Tesla does. They use a multi-sensor approach. They have cameras, they have radar, and they have LiDAR. Now, LiDAR is just really expensive laser scanners that sort of map the road in 3D. Very, I don't want to say similar to what the Google Maps car did, but think of that, it's in the same realm. So anyway, Elon Musk has a huge problem with this because he thinks that LiDAR is a crutch. Now, Elon's vision for this is he thinks that because we have two eyes, that the car, the full self-driving car, should only have cameras and use AI. Because humans use eyes, then the AI should only pretty much be using eyes. He's pretty much betting the future of Tesla on this camera only approach. He wants to argue that the cameras are essentially the biological eyes for the AI, and that it should be able to do the exact same thing. His cameras are dirt cheap, right? You can slap them onto any Tesla, but the other hardware can cost like a lidar system can cost thousands to implement compared to the cameras just costing a few bucks, right? But this goes into the next problem. But because of these cameras, Lyft just dropped a massive fuck you on Tesla. Any of the autonomous vehicles, which just means that there's no human operating, on the Lyft network, has to have multiple sensor types. Not just one sensor, but multiple sensor types. Tesla refuses to use radar and they refuse to use LiDAR and they only want to use cameras. So this implementation, because if you guys want to see it this way, Uber and Lyft, if they were to allow Tesla or Waymo to be like the fully self-driving cars everywhere, this will then turn into profit again for companies who are implementing FSD. The problem is that this isn't government regulation. So Tesla doesn't have to do this, but this is the private market trying to enforce like new safety rules. And so it's not just tech companies, but states are jumping in too, right? Because we have New Jersey and they're advancing let's see, Bill S1677, right? And what Bill S1677, what it's gonna do is that's gonna mandate that any commercial, and when I say commercial, I mean for business purposes. So any commercial driverless car must have at least 3 different sensor types to operate in the state, right? And so if these states start passing that, Tesla is gonna technically be locked out. I mean, out of entire markets, and we're talking about entire state markets, because this isn't only gonna affect the contractors, Uber, Tesla. They will now be able to have a really good flat rate, for example, to use against these FSD vehicles or these autonomous vehicles. Now, this is actually what brings it up a little bit more interesting. The federal government did start to essentially close in. Now, the NHTSA and the NTSB launched 2 massive investigations into Tesla's FSD. Now, if we remember, full self-driving. Now, this investigation targeted Tesla's FSD failure to handle reduced visibility. Keep in mind with what we're going back here. Remember that what we were just talking about? How Lyft wants you to have multiple radars, and these crashes can be used as a case study or an example for, hey, we don't want to be liable. So if we have all the safety that we're enforcing ourselves before the government steps in, that will take less liability away from Lyft or any other service such as Uber. Now, when we say reduce visibility, we're talking about rain, fog. They essentially think that Tesla's cameras can see safely, and if they rule the camera only hardware is just unsafe. Okay, uh, so right now he should be fucking panicking. If it reaches to this federal level, Tesla could be looking at a mandatory recall on millions of Teslas, correct? And that would essentially not only bankrupt Tesla's Robotaxi dreams, but this could also heavily affect um Tesla, because I mean, one, they're gonna have to go back and re-implement all these things, right? And a lot of these things will cost thousands of dollars per vehicle to implement. So if you multiply that times millions, you are essentially running through the course of maybe Tesla's annual budget by over two times in terms of production alone. Now, I know you guys remember me. I brought up that there was a Google search at the very beginning of this one, right? And so the feds had a very deeply investigating a fatal crash that happened in Katy, Texas, not too long ago, right? So pretty much the story goes was that there was a Tesla slammed to a house, killed this woman in her mid 70s. The driver, who was mid 40s, name was Michael, right? His defense was that the AI for the FSD went rogue and caused the tragedy. Well, luckily enough for us, his car has data logs. The National Transportation Safety Board and the police just forensic searched his phone, right? And what they found, it pretty much changed everything, right? This dude thought he was smart. He thought he could get away with it. I don't know why criminals try to Google things after committing a crime. I don't like. Do you not think that your phone and your Google search in history is not a part of the investigation? So anyway, the data proved that the FSD didn't cause the crash. The FSD was actually working perfectly fine. That he actually got frustrated, Mr. Michael here, our fucking vehicular murderer, and he manually overrode the system. This complete dumbass, reckless piece of shit for excuse of a human decided to fucking floor the gas pedal down to the floor, 100%, pedal, metal, to you know what I'm saying? And the dude literally it said that he was hitting 70 miles per hour in a first of all in a 30 mile per hour road. Not only that, he was doing it in a school zone before he lost control. Now, this is a fucking Tesla, man. This ain't no Scotty. This ain't nothing with a lot of ponies. Now I get it. They got some crazy acceleration. Just hey, if you can't drive, go to that local dealership, that mom and pop dealership, and get you that 93, that '01, that '05 Toyota Camry or fucking Honda Accord, whatever. But here's the kicker, y'all. The police checked his internet history. And just minutes before the crash, while the Tesla was actually driving itself, so he was actively Googling. He had searches and I'll put up on the screen here. Tesla FSD, too timid. Another search, how to make Tesla FSD drive faster. He was literally upset at it for being too safe. Decided to override it himself and killed an innocent lady in her own home. Now, it says that he's facing manslaughter charges, but even though Tesla is specifically innocent in this specific crash. So here's a little correction really quickly. So manslaughter does not actually clear Tesla. Tesla is not innocent. So yes, the driver overrode the speed, but FSD was apparently steering the entire time. About right up until the moment Butler canceled his turn. So the driver pressed the accelerator. It's most likely true, and it's not like a complete exoneration for Tesla. Anyway, I saw in that this has something very similar with another case going on with Tesla and the Avila family. It's being considered a landmark case for about $250 million in not Texas, Florida, in which the jury put 67% of the blame on the driver for misusing autopilot and a third of it, 33%, on Tesla. Okay? So the criminal fault for the driver and the civil liability for Tesla are not mutually exclusive whatsoever. And that's all, guys. Thank you for tuning in. If you want to take a lesson from this day, I'm going to go ahead and give a quick one really quick. If you enjoy the show, please like, comment, and subscribe down below. I know I said a story from my friend Val, but I decided to just let that be its own solo video. Anyway, guys, with everything going on with technology nowadays, we all want to make sure that we're doing our own due diligence when it comes down to interacting with this technology every single day, right? So a lot of the things that I think that we can do better is taking the steps to learn what are the limits, what are the risks, and especially what are the consequences of when we decide to break the guardrails for such technology such as FSD, autopilot, and many more. We need to also take responsibility for when bad outcomes happen for such things as that. And overall, these companies need to do more. It's not just us. There's a huge protocol um they need to create a lot more protocols for safety. They need to increase their safety standards. Um, who cares if a driver believes the FSD is too timid, right? It should shut off completely, or if he's trying to override it, right? Or try to implement much smoother transitions. And that is where I believe I'll leave you guys today. Thank you for tuning in so much. Thank you for everybody who has already been subscribed, who has been asking me about the podcast episodes. If you guys want to give any of your ideas, please leave it down below. I'm willing to listen to everything, anything, and to bring the topics that you guys want the most to this channel. Thank you. This has been Don and Don, and we're leaving you out.